Marvel movies are highly anticipated every year, but with the introduction of the Black Panther solo movie, things feel different, and Black Panther and his world seem more important than ever.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
Hold up.
By now, a lot of us have seen the memes about how it's going to be going to experience Black Panther in theaters. And while they're hilarious, they show a subtle but obvious truth, that this movie is about to make a statement apart from everything that's come before it. And you may be asking yourself why? Why this movie? Well, when you do a quick Google search showing you the list of black films over the years, it's hard to find a film that wasn't either a historical drama about being the help or slaves, a wacky comedy where a man dresses up like a woman, or a blaxploitation film. And then there's also Blade. Blade is a great film that still shows at its core level a story about vampire shaft. That, when you say that out loud, is pretty amazing. But the representation that's on display when it comes to black main characters or even a black cast can sometimes feel distorted. The idea that a positive view of Africans can come from this movie is genuinely awesome. This movie is taking every negative stereotype about black folks and turning it on its head, showing us as kings and queens, royalty. The change in that narrative in a cinematic universe that people are highly invested in is downright astonishing. And it really all starts in Civil War. We are shown the victims of Wakanda serving others on an outreach mission before their tragic end. Then we are introduced to T'Challa in the sickest introduction shot ever. Him and his father talk to each other in their native tongue, which was insisted on by the actor who played T'Chaka. So how does this movie measure up to all the hype surrounding it? If I were to describe this movie in one word, it would be solid.
Solid.
From the moment this movie starts, it's tracking in ideas that are way deeper than your typical superhero movie. The story here is that after the events of Captain America's Civil War, the prince must now be crowned and assume the role as king. From there, we see the overarching themes of this movie take place. Should this technologically advanced society of Wakanda be the type of nation that shares its resources with the world, or should it stay in the shadows helping all those it protects? This movie leans hard into those themes, and they even produce the villain, Eric Killmonger, from those ideas. This movie feels like more than a superhero movie to me. It feels like a cultural cornerstone, not just for African Americans, but really for the world. Everyone shines in this movie, and it does a good job of making you feel for everyone's point of view. You have a reason to have sympathy with each character because the movie does its job in giving you reasons to care. At the end of the day, this movie is exactly what I hoped for and more. I'm glad that we can have a movie like this to look back on that features positive reflection of black heroes, deep subject matter, and a movie that at the end of the day can give hope that even though a country like Wakanda doesn't really exist, we can be the change our world needs to see as long as we fight for each other.